You know,
See,
my best friend said,
both of us are looking up only.
your swag is unmatchable. My best friends did say that when you meet him, your life will change, and I think to a certain degree it has. Thank you, sir.
And that so many youths are right now being entertained by you, I want you to take advantage of this. And because India is a youthful nation, our demographics are such, 50% plus or below 30 years of age, no nation has this. So this demographic advantage will become an advantage only if we create an inspired, balanced, very clear-minded youth in the country. Otherwise, we will be the biggest mess on the planet. So, I want you to use your popularity and the following of youth that you have to bring this to them. I'm thinking of dedicating a certain amount of time for India's youth. I would like you to be in some way part of that and make it happen.
I'd love to.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sadhguruji and Ranveer. We'll take some questions from the audience. They're eager to ask you some questions. So
Fire!
we have these questions appearing through the app Pigeonhole. Can I have the questions, please? So they ask the questions through the app and then they get voted upon and the questions with the top number of votes get picked. Yeah, I can't see it.
Technology issues.
मैंने तो पहले से ही बोला था, sir, fail है.
Okay, this question is for both of you. To my knowledge, I haven't seen anybody from our IIM alumni becoming a Guruji or an actor. What is your advice and your thoughts on this?
Maybe he has a manager from IIM, I don't know.
Could be, sir. Could be. I don't know. To my knowledge, I haven't seen anybody from our IIM alumnus becoming a Guruji or an actor. What is your advice and thoughts on this? Really? No mystics? No performers? No? What do most IIM alumnus become? You'll have to enlighten me. Sorry, what?
They become boring.
They become boring?
Bankers.
I see jubilant faces, yaar. Jubilant.
So, I think our education system, not just at IIM, right from kindergarten, is life-taking process.
Guruji, why don't you open a school? I would love to send my kids there.
You must come and see my school, how we're running our school.
Top.
Children want to come there before the vacations are over.
Beautiful.
But one school is not good enough. See, we have made education system into an industrial process of turning out certain kind of products. This is a crime against humanity, if you ask me. Right from my childhood, I never understood why I should go to school. So every day when I'm either cycling to school or walking to school, these questions came up to me, and most of the time I did not reach the school because existential questions engaged me. So, when they missed me for too long, you know what happens. All that drama happened, then again I went back for some time and like that.
I love that story, sir, sitting and staring, I love that story.
So, about why education does not produce either mystics or even actors for that matter, because both of them need some versatility, not a set straitjacket. In a straitjacket, nobody ever became a mystic. in a straitjacket. Maybe in India, certain type of actors you can become. You can do the same thing in every movie and still you're an actor. No, it's happening.
Agreed, yeah, agreed. Yeah. Same movie, same thing every time.
I saw only one of yours, so I'm not making judgment on
Sir,
you.
मैं तो versatility मतलब.
So, if you have a straitjacket, you cannot act, you definitely cannot access other dimensions of life. So this happened to me about maybe 10, 11 years ago. This school where I studied almost 45 years ago, the trustees of this school came to invite me for their 125th anniversary. I said, see, please, why me? I was not just a not good student, I was not even a student.
I can tell you.
So…
Shall I tell you what they said? No, no, Sadhguru, you are the only mystic, you have to come.
He's acting.
Homework, sir.
So now that you know the story, we can leave that.
Actually, IIM alumni may not be actors yet, but I don't know if you're aware, Chetan Bhagat, who's an IIM alumnus, wrote this book based on which Three Idiots was made. And it was incidentally shot at the IIMB campus. So, obliquely we are connected to the world of films as well.
No, definitely there are individuals, but I'm saying the general system, not just IIM, right from early school, it is conditioning the mind to such a limited way of looking at life. You're only cultivating intellect. You will see all those people who are using their intellect and thinking they're doing great, all of them will become irrelevant in the next 10 to 15 years' time. Because everything that you can do by gathering data, analyzing and bullshitting everybody in the world is not going to work. A simple gadget, your phone will do it. Already the Google lady looks much smarter than you, than your professor, isn't it? I just did not understand what were they trying to do in that school. I just couldn't figure, what is it they're trying to do? Just reading a damn book to me? They just have to teach me how to read. It just goes on for 12, 15, 20 years, the same thing. See, there are studies which clearly show 20 years of formal education, 70% of your intelligence is irrevocably destroyed. That means you'll come out as a knowledgeable idiot. You'll have to undo it. Then people talk about unlearning. Why? It's simply unnecessary. There are other ways to do education. All you have to do for a human being is to develop their body and their brain to the fullest possible extent. Rest they will do. But none of the schools are focused on this. They're only interested in how to cram something in that you don't like so that you can puke on the examination day. So if you change the system, well, places of learning definitely must create mystics and actors also, why not?
Yeah.
One of our speakers yesterday, Mr. Saul Singer, who's sitting here, actually spoke about this beautiful model of education in the future, which talked about building resilience and building the other qualities which are not taught today in schools. Okay, Ranveer, we have this question. I think you can take a look at it. I'm not quite sure whether you want me to ask you this question or we'll pass and move on to the next question.
I think we should pass.
Okay, can we have the next question, please? Sadhguru, there is a growing concern that we have become an intolerant society. Have we really become intolerant?
If you're living in a newsroom studio, a television studio, then yes. But I have a huge access on a daily basis to the people of this country. I know this country by first-hand experience. I've traveled and still traveling the country and meeting all sorts of people, from tribal women to people like you. So, in my experience, the differences of caste, creed, community has come down a lot compared to how it was 25 years ago, a lot. That is a fact. But still, there are terrible things happening in rural India, still happening, still enormous discrimination. But compared to how it was 25, 30 years ago and how it is today, there is a world of change. There is a huge change. If you do not understand, 1,000-year-old problem cannot be fixed overnight. We just have to keep pushing the positives and get it there. I will tell you a simple thing. This is almost nearly maybe 36, 37 years ago. When I first was in a village in Tamil Nadu, I decided to do a program. So somebody offered their large home, so about 150 people turned up. We did the first day program, then we served a meal to all of them. Second day, only about 75 people turned up. Then I asked, what happened? They said, those people that we called yesterday, they are all that particular caste, whatever that is, we cannot eat with them. I said, then I cannot teach you all this. I did not teach, I closed and went back. Then when I went home and I thought about it, I said, this is a 1,000-year-old problem. Either you can work towards solution or you can just be very righteous and leave it right there and walk home. Then I went back again and I said, okay, you guys have problem eating with them, don't eat with them. We'll just do the program. They said, okay. So we did the program. At the end of the program, I just devised simple games and made them all play together. They had no problem playing together because no scripture says you should not play together. So they all played together. That became the Gramotsav movement right now. Over 10 to 15,000 people participate in the finals of the game, where people gather in huge numbers in Tamil Nadu. Over 700 teams from across Tamil Nadu participate in this, men, women, children, all kinds of people participating in these games. These games have taken away the distinctions, because whoever plays well, that guy becomes the champion. It doesn't matter what caste or creed he belongs to. So you can see this, that this happened in United States. You hate the blacks, but you cannot help having Magic Johnson's poster in your bedroom. You can't just help it, because he's magic. So the same thing we did in a smaller scale in rural Tamil Nadu. Why I'm saying this is, this intolerance just going on, this about, many unfortunate sexual assaults and stuff happening, it's not happening new. Believe me, I've been in the villages and towns, lynchings, these things have always been happening, just not been reported, that's all. Why does this happen? You need to understand, we are not a state or a country which is ruled by law. It's only society manages its own law. Because there is not enough policemen, there's not enough infrastructure. In United States, the average time in which a police car arrives is 3 minutes and 20 seconds on an average. A policeman arrives fully armed. You think he's got only handgun. No, when he opens his boot, he's got a rifle, a high-powered rifle, he's got a shotgun, and sometimes some of them also have like a small Sten gun. 3 to 4 weapons he has, and 2 of them come, they could handle a crowd of 50 or 100 people. Here a policeman comes with nothing in his hands, no even lathi he doesn't carry, he comes on a bicycle. You don't expect him to handle a frenzied mob. Why is the mob frenzied? I have actually witnessed 2 lynchings myself.
What?
Yes. If you live in the villages of this country for 20 to 30 years, minimum 1 or 2 lynchings you will definitely witness. I was in my farm, where it's a very remote village. One day I just ride into this village and I see a big crowd. I park my motorcycle and I just go and see, they're just beating a human being like I've never imagined possible. Then I try to get in and try to stop them. They push me aside and they go ahead, and the guy dies there on the street and they bury him right there outside the village. Then the sub-inspector of the local, not in that town, somewhere else close by, the police station is some 10-15 kilometers away. He was a friend of mine, he was my batchmate. So I went there and I told him, what is happening? You need to do something about this. He said, I know about it, you don't get into this affair. Somewhere they're building some small dam and somebody starts a rumor all over the place that they're taking children and sacrificing for this dam. In every village this is happening. Any strange-looking guy enters that village, it's finished. They're going to steal their children. So now it is found technological support, the rumors are spreading much faster. But even before it was happening, unfortunately, this is because there is no law enforcement. This is the way mob enforces law, unfortunately. We need to change this means. It needs education, it needs evolution of the society, and it needs enforcement. We are not capable of enforcing law for 1.3 or 4 billion people with the number of policemen that we have. It is always the society which decides how to enforce the law. So it is very sad, but today people are catching it on the mobile phone, so you're seeing it. But I'm telling you, if you live in a village for 25-30 years, you will definitely see at least one lynching in your life, almost in every village. This happens, unfortunately.
Yeah, we'll just ask. Kiran, would you like to ask Sadhguru a question?
So Sadhguruji, you said that, we should not be the problem but a part of the solution. And you also I know that you are so committed and concerned about the rivers of our country. And you've also basically tried to engage, the country, youth and various parts of the society to really understand what this issue is. How successful have you been up to now in getting people to understand why they need to be part of this solution?
That last part of the question I like, because making people understand is the biggest problem. As you know, that you were also part of that rally, when I started speaking about rivers, you won't believe, at least 20 to 25% of the media across the country went on reporting that Sadhguru wants river linking to happen. I went on saying, this is not about river linking, this is about river revitalization. Yes, river linking. I'm saying professional reporters reporting like this all over the place. Some, I think by intent to mislead the public. Some, it's fixed in their head, rivers means linking. Because so many people have spoken about linking, they think it's about linking. This is a fundamental thing we need to understand. Our rivers in this country are largely rain-fed or forest-fed rivers. Only 4% of our river water is glacier-fed. We are always trying to do what Europe does or America does. Most of our modules we've picked up in the form of dams, in the form of canals. This is all imitation of European way of doing things. But they are temperate climates. Here we have only 40 to 48 days of precipitation or rain in a year. This 48 days of rain that comes down, we are supposed to preserve in the land for 365 days. The only way you can do this is to enrich the soil and keep it in shade. There is simply no other way. There is no great technology involved in this. It needs a forest. The land should be full of humus and there should be shade. Only then rivers will flow. There, for example in Europe, the precipitation is anywhere between 180 to 190 days in a year. And their precipitation is not in the form of rain, it is in the form of snow. If 1 foot of snow falls, it will take another 15, 20, 30 days sometimes to melt and slowly drip in. If you count that also as precipitation, those number of days where it's dripping in, then the precipitation goes up to 230 to 240 days. So 240 days of precipitation, 45 days of precipitation. Can you address these two problems the same way? Then immediately people will jump and say, Israel is doing a great job. please understand, Israel is transforming desert into a fertile land. We are transforming a very fertile land into a desert. These are two different things. So, have we managed to make the whole nation understand? Maybe not, but we have managed to make the central government understand, Niti Aayog understand, a few state governments to understand, and the policy, almost 80% of the recommendations are already in the policy, and budget is being allocated for at least about 20 to 30% of the policy budget is being allocated. It is less than a year. I think it's very, very agile response from the government.
It's phenomenal.
And United Nations took this up in a big way, and on March 22nd, which was the World Water Day, we launched what is called as a decade of action, because the recommendations we have made is relevant for all tropical nations. So a decade of action has been launched by United Nations, behind which there is a budget of some $2 billion. So where people should understand, they have understood, rest of the population also should understand, it's very important. But this rally for rivers, all of you should understand, was driven mainly to make policy changes. First thing they will ask is, okay, where shall we plant trees? I said, no, you don't plant trees. What should we do? What should you do? There are three things you should do. You must give a missed call, you must make your friend give a missed call, and make his friend give a missed call, and that's all you do. Missed call, will it bring up a river? No, this is a democratic society. Here, unless there are numbers, nothing will change. You need numbers. And because we got 162 million people supporting the Rally for Rivers, which is the largest movement ever on the planet. Because of that overwhelming support from all the people in the country, we gave the policy document to the Prime Minister at 6:15 or 6:20 in the evening. Next day morning, by about 11 o'clock, we get a call from the PMO saying, Prime Minister has formed a special cell and they want a soft copy of the policy. I thought, that's fantastic. That's never happened in this country before.
That's really something, Guruji. That's awesome.
It's those
Round of
hundreds.
applause, ladies. I will also give missed calls.
No, that time is over, missed call now. Missed call business is over. Now I told you, you must stand up for the youth of the country.
Ranveer, here's a question for you. How do you manage to pull off that bundle of energy, all that bundle of energy?
I don't know. Everybody asks me this, Guruji, how are you so energetic? And I really don't have an answer. I think I'm really excited about life, you know. I'm really enthusiastic. I want to do many things, have many experiences. I have a zeal for life, a lust for life. I love it. I love people. I'm hungry for experiences. And I don't know. Everybody asks me this question all the time. What is the secret of your high energy? And I really don't know what to say.
You must just tell them you're still young.
I'm still young.
They should ask me that question to me, Sadhguru,
You are also like this, so full of
you
life
should
and
be dying,
energy.
why are you so energetic? Then I would tell them something. You must just say, I'm still young, man, what are you asking such a question? Please.
How do you, sometimes I feel like, I hope I can keep it up, you know. I hope I don't get jaded with everything that I see around me. Sometimes I get very disturbed. I watch the news and I get really it really gets me down. Do you watch the news?
Always.
I get depressed sometimes.
A lot of people think the ostrich trick will work. ostrich trick does not work with life. If you're living in a protected atmosphere, it may work for some time. Hiding from the realities of life is not an answer. So, do I get to watch the news every day? Maybe not, but I keep abreast of news some way. But about your concern about will I be able to keep this up? Well, it's very much possible for every human being if they just do a few things right with how they sit, how they stand, how they breathe, how they eat. If they just take care of a few things, a simple process, every human being is capable living in a very energetic way throughout their life. Most of them are sitting wrong, standing wrong, breathing wrong, eating wrong, and they're wondering why it's not working. It doesn't work like that. In this life, in this planet, unless you do the right things won't happen to you.
So many other things I wanted to address.
This session needs a fitting finale.
Yeah.
So we have a request from the audience. Can we see Ranveer and Sadhguruji dancing together on stage? To music that will be chosen by the organizing team.
No, they didn't come to see me dancing. This is somebody who is not here. And anyway, this questioner cannot see, right? He's not here. Here. Oh, they're here. Let's organize a party in the evening.
Few minutes? Sir, मैं कितने करोड़ लेता हूँ few minutes के?
Let the managers negotiate and then we will see.
Sir, I am ever ready. You know me.
So can we have the music, please?
எல்லாரும் சொல்லுங்க பார்க்கலாம். அலே 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 அலே.
I mean, you're getting Guruji to dance, which means everybody in here has to get up and do the same step. Come on.
One who epitomizes spiritual cool and the other who epitomizes youthful exuberance. Sadhguruji and Ranveer Singh. Both equally charismatic. We'd just like to give you a small token of our appreciation, please. May I request Suman and Amit to come on stage to give a small token of our appreciation to Sadhguruji and Ranveer. Can we have the mementos, please? Sadhguruji. which will be unrolling for you. Sadhguruji, a special memento prepared just for you. Can we show it to the audience, please? There is a small token for Ranveer now. Amit will be presenting a small token of our appreciation to Ranveer Singh. Amit. Thank you, Sadhguruji. Thank you, Ranveer, for a cracker of a session.
Layer and layer you peel off me. The pain it is, but the joy it brings. So thank you for showing me what I'm not, for showing me what I could be. Thank you endlessly.
Can everyone remain seated, please? Thank you.
If I could only just be, you could show me all the things I would be willing enough to see. Are the only thing that is taken.
Thank you once again, and thank you all for being a very appreciative and engaged audience. We'll be taking a short break for coffee, tea now, and we'll assemble back here in about 10-15 minutes.
Nothing else would do. You saved me, yes, you
We'll be taking a short break now for about 10-15 minutes for coffee and tea. Please come back here in about 15 minutes for the next session.
shedding